Hi, my name is Professor Eva. Welcome to this journey through neuromarketing and consumer neuroscience. Today, we will be delving into neuromarketing and consumer emotions. In this session, we will explore how emotions shape consumer behavior, the science behind emotional branding, and the techniques brands use to build deeper connections with their audiences. We'll also look at the emerging tools in neuromarketing and the ethical considerations that marketers face when crafting emotional appeals. Let's dive in and explore the concepts that shape our understanding of consumer emotions in the marketing world. Neuromarketing and consumer neuroscience. Neuromarketing is the intersection of neuroscience and marketing. This field allows us to understand how the brain reacts to marketing stimuli, providing insights that help craft more effective campaigns. By examining consumer emotions through a neurological lens, marketers can tailor their strategies to create stronger emotional connections. In this chapter, we'll uncover how emotional responses influence consumer choices and how these insights can be leveraged to drive brand loyalty and engagement. The tools and techniques from neuromarketing allow for deeper consumer engagement, ultimately transforming marketing strategies. Understanding emotional triggers in consumer behavior. Emotional triggers play a critical role in influencing consumer behavior. Common emotional triggers include fear of missing out, FOMO, happiness, excitement, and urgency. For example, when consumers are faced with a limited-time offer, the fear of missing out can drive a quicker purchasing decision. Marketers often use positive emotions like happiness to associate their products with enjoyable experiences, making consumers more likely to engage with the brand. Understanding these emotional drivers allows brands to craft strategies that resonate more effectively with their audience and drive purchases. The science of emotional branding. Emotional branding taps into the power of emotions to create lasting bonds between consumers and brands. The science behind it lies in how the brain processes emotions. Neurological studies show that consumers respond more strongly to emotional appeals than to rational ones, which is why brands focus on creating emotional experiences. Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign is a prime example of emotional branding, where the brand connected happiness and sharing with its product. By understanding how emotions influence decision-making, brands can position themselves in ways that foster long-term loyalty. How consumers form emotional connections with brands. Consumers form emotional connections with brands through trust, consistency, and shared values. When a brand consistently delivers positive experiences, it builds trust, which is a foundation for a deeper emotional connection. For example, brands that align with consumers' values, such as sustainability or social responsibility, tend to develop stronger emotional bonds. These emotional connections not only drive repeat purchases, but also increase consumer advocacy. When consumers feel emotionally connected, they are more likely to recommend the brand to others, turning them into loyal ambassadors. Emotional versus rational decision-making in consumer choices. Consumers often face a choice between emotional and rational decision-making when purchasing products. Emotional decision-making is driven by feelings, such as excitement, joy, or fear, and often leads to impulsive purchases. On the other hand, rational decision-making is guided by logical analysis, focusing on factors like price, quality, and functionality. However, research shows that emotions play a more significant role than logic in many purchase decisions, particularly in impulse buys. Understanding the balance between these two forms of decision-making helps brands create campaigns that appeal to both emotional and rational aspects of consumer behavior. 4. Using neuro-insights to create emotional ads. Neuro-insights allow marketers to craft advertisements that appeal directly to the emotional centers of the brain. For example, by using images, sounds, and colors that evoke specific emotional responses, brands can make their ads more engaging and memorable. Neuro-insights also help in understanding which elements of an ad are most effective in capturing consumer attention and driving emotional reactions. By analyzing brain responses to different ads, marketers can refine their strategies to ensure they create impactful, emotion-driven content that resonates with their target audience. The role of empathy in consumer engagement. Empathy is key in building emotional connections with consumers. When brands show empathy, they demonstrate an understanding of their consumers' needs, desires, and challenges. This creates a sense of trust and fosters stronger relationships. For example, brands that respond to customer feedback or provide personalized experiences show empathy, which can lead to increased consumer loyalty. Empathy helps brands connect on a deeper level with their audience, turning simple transactions into meaningful, long-term relationships. Case studies of successful emotional branding. Let's look at real-world examples of successful emotional branding. Coca-Cola's Open Happiness campaign is a classic example of how brands can create an emotional connection by promoting positive feelings like joy and togetherness. Similarly, Nike's Just Do It campaign taps into emotions like determination, achievement, and personal growth, motivating consumers to push their limits. These brands understand that emotional engagement is a powerful tool in driving consumer loyalty and influencing purchasing decisions. By using emotions strategically, these brands have built lasting relationships with their consumers. Measuring emotional responses and consumer loyalty. To measure emotional engagement, brands use a variety of tools such as biometric technologies, including EEG and facial recognition, as well as traditional methods like surveys. These tools help marketers assess how consumers emotionally respond to ads, products, or services. For example, eye tracking can reveal which parts of an ad capture attention, while EEG can measure emotional responses in real time. By analyzing these emotional responses, brands can refine their strategies to foster stronger emotional connections and improve customer loyalty over time. The power of emotional connections in marketing. Emotional connections play a critical role in driving consumer loyalty. When consumers feel emotionally connected to a brand, they are more likely to return and make repeat purchases. This emotional engagement goes beyond the transactional. It creates an ongoing relationship that fosters brand advocacy. Consumers who are emotionally engaged with a brand are also more likely to recommend it to others, which is invaluable for driving new customer acquisition. Understanding the power of emotional connections enables marketers to develop strategies that resonate deeply with their target audience. The role of memory in emotional branding. Emotions play a significant role in memory retention. When consumers experience emotional stimuli, their brains are more likely to store those experiences in long-term memory. This is why emotionally charged advertisements are often more memorable than those that are purely informational. For example, an ad that evokes nostalgia or joy is more likely to be recalled by consumers when they make purchasing decisions. By leveraging emotions to trigger memory, brands can ensure their messages stick with consumers, making them more likely to choose their products in the future. The impact of colors on consumer emotions. Color plays a powerful role in emotional branding. Different colors can evoke specific emotional responses. For instance, blue is often associated with trust and calmness, while red can invoke excitement and urgency. Brands strategically use colors to influence consumer perception and emotional engagement. For example, fast food chains like McDonald's use red and yellow to stimulate hunger and excitement. By understanding color psychology, marketers can choose colors that align with their brand's emotional message and influence consumer behavior. The use of music in emotional advertising. Music is another powerful tool for creating emotional connections in advertising. It can evoke a wide range of emotions, from happiness and excitement to nostalgia and sadness. For instance, an upbeat tune can create feelings of joy and energy, while a slow, melodic song can create a sense of warmth and connection. By aligning the right music with their messaging, brands can amplify the emotional impact of their ads. Music enhances brand identity and strengthens the emotional bonds consumers have with the brand. The influence of social media on emotional branding. Social media has revolutionized how brands engage emotionally with consumers. Through platforms like Instagram and Twitter, consumers can interact directly with brands, share their experiences, and influence brand perception. Social media also allows brands to respond to consumer emotions in real time, building stronger relationships and increasing brand loyalty. User-generated content on social media provides brands with a unique opportunity to connect emotionally with their audience by showcasing personal stories and authentic experiences. The future of emotional marketing. The future of emotional marketing lies in advanced technologies like AI and augmented reality. AI will allow brands to analyze consumer emotions in real time, tailoring content and offers to individual emotional states. Augmented reality, AR, is also changing the way consumers interact with brands, providing immersive experiences that engage emotions in a more interactive way. As these technologies evolve, marketers will have more tools to create deeply personalized, emotionally resonant experiences that strengthen brand-consumer relationships. Neuromarketing tools and techniques. To effectively measure emotional responses, marketers use tools like EEG, eye tracking, and biometric feedback. EEG helps monitor brain activity, providing insights into emotional reactions. Eye tracking, on the other hand, reveals where consumers are focusing their attention in advertisements, helping brands optimize their content. These tools allow marketers to fine-tune their campaigns, ensuring they trigger the desired emotional responses and improve consumer engagement. The ethics of emotional marketing. Emotional marketing can be a double-edged sword. While it's a powerful tool for building brand loyalty, it also raises ethical concerns. Marketers must be cautious not to exploit vulnerable consumers by using manipulative emotional triggers. For example, playing on fears or insecurities to sell products can lead to distrust and damage a brand's reputation. Ethical marketing practices prioritize transparency and respect for consumer autonomy, ensuring that emotional appeals are used responsibly and effectively. Emotional intelligence in marketing teams. Emotional intelligence is crucial for marketing teams. Teams with high emotional intelligence are better at understanding consumer emotions and responding appropriately. This leads to more effective marketing strategies that resonate with audiences on a deeper level. By fostering emotional awareness within marketing teams, brands can create campaigns that connect with consumers and drive long-term success. Personalization and emotional engagement. Personalized marketing enhances emotional engagement by tailoring content to individual preferences and needs. When consumers receive personalized recommendations or offers, they feel valued and understood. This creates a stronger emotional bond with the brand and increases the likelihood of repeat purchases. Personalized marketing, combined with emotional triggers, makes campaigns more relevant and impactful, ultimately driving higher consumer engagement and loyalty. Wrapping up, neuromarketing and emotions. In conclusion, understanding how emotions influence consumer decisions is vital for creating effective marketing strategies. By leveraging tools like neuromarketing, brands can connect with consumers on a deeper level, fostering loyalty and advocacy. The future of marketing lies in harnessing the power of emotions, using technology to create personalized, emotionally resonant experiences. As we've seen, emotions shape not only the purchasing decision, but the ongoing relationship between consumers and brands.